Good morning, everyone.
He said, wait.
Good morning, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex here in Spanish Fork, Utah, where the Grantsville Lady Cowboys are taking on the South Sevier Lady Rams in a 3A quarterfinal game. Up first for South Sevier is Maddie Blackburn, number 17. There's a drive into the gap, into left, all right at the wall. Here comes a throw into second. Blackburn stands up with a double. Next up for South Sevier will be Camry Peterson, number 14.
Batter number 14, Camry Peterson.
Congratulations, Tyra, on your hot dog home run.
Already.
Come up to the scores booth after the game and receive your certificate.
Camry is a shortstop for South Sevier. And here's the pitch from Addison Smith, number 17 from Grantsville. Looks like Peterson's calling timeout while the coach comes down to have a word with the umpire. Blackburn's taking the opportunity to tie her shoes out at second. Peterson stepping back into the box now. Smith's ready to come with the pitch. And looks like that one was high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on Camry Peterson, the shortstop for South Sevier. There's a pitch fouled off back over the backstop. Be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike now the count on Camry Peterson. Grantsville is the reigning 3A state champion from last year. Comes the next pitch, and there's a strike 3. Peterson goes down swinging. Next up for South Sevier is number 2, Savannah Hansen. Blackburn, number 17, still at second for South Sevier. There's a hit to the second baseman, who makes the out and goes back to second base for the double play. Oh, they said it short hopped. My apologies. Umpire said that ball hit the ground. I thought the second baseman, Maisie Clark, number 11, came up with the ball, but she didn't. She wisely threw it to third, but she had short hopped it, and so the runner at first, Camry Peterson, is safe. We have Peterson at first, Blackburn at second, at third. Next up to bat is number 2, Savannah Hansen. That one was over for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Addison Smith. Hanson took a look at that one. She'll ready herself for the next pitch. That one's fouled off against the backstop for strike 2. 0-2 is the count on Hanson. Or excuse me, this is Darcy Wagner. Number 1, Darcy Wagner. There's another pitch fouled over the backstop. Count is still 0-2 on Wagner. Wagner is the left fielder for South Sevier. Putting a new ball into play. We have Blackburn on third. Camry Peterson on first. Wagner is up, takes ball 1 outside. Count is now 1-2 on Darcy Wagner. The left fielder fouls one back over the fence. Count remains 1-2. Score is 0-0 here. We're just underway in the first game on field 3 today between the Grantsville Lady Cowboys and the South Sevier Lady Rams. We'd like to welcome everyone here who's watching on Centricom Channel 10. We'd like to thank our sponsors today: Carl's Jr., Centricom Channel 10, Beaver Medical Center, Nephi Federal Credit Union, and Central Valley Medical Center, Azamite, Jones and DeMille Engineering, and Juab County. Juab County presents Restless Heart during their Juab County Fair this August. If you'd like to see them, get your tickets early. Waiting for some balls to come back into play. It looks like they're stuck in the tube, the return tube for the umpire. So Darcy Wagner takes her position back in the box. Count remains 1-2 on Wagner. Addison Smith taking the sign from the catcher and comes with the pitch. That was inside and high, ball 2. Count is 2-2 on Wagner, the left fielder for the Lady Rams. Maddie Blackburn, number 17, occupies third base, and Camry Peterson, number 14, is on first. Wagner fouls another pitch back into the backstop. Count remains 2-2. Blackburn singled and Peterson singled and reached on a throwing error by the second baseman. Strike 3 called. Wagner goes down looking at a strike over the outside corner. That's 2 outs now. Blackburn and Peterson still stranded at first and third. The next batter is Kelsey Peterson, number 12. First pitch is right down the river. Beautiful pitch by Addison Smith. Kelsey Peterson is the catcher for the South Sevier Rams. Count is 0-1. Now 0-2. Peterson takes a healthy cut at that pitch right down the middle by Smith. Smith's doing a great job for Grantsville this morning. Strike 3, swinging. Peterson goes down on a third strike. Score remains 0-0. South Sevier, after 2 hits, 1 error, the score remains 0-0. 3 strikeouts for Smith from Grantsville. First up for Grantsville will be Maddie Peterson. Second will be Haley Delaney, and in the hole will be Brianna Hyatt.
Third base, Maddie Blackburn. Shortstop.
Pitching for
Playing left field.
South Sevier is number 2, Savannah Hanson. Catching is number 12, Kelsey Peterson. At first is number 13, Brooke Thornock. At second is number 21, Raquel Brindley. At shortstop is number 14, Camry Peterson. Occupying third base today for the Lady Rams is number 17, Maddie Blackburn. In left field is number 1, Darcy Wagner. Number 15, Sage Okerlund, is in center field. And number 16, Bryn Thornock, the flex player, is in right field. Okay, to welcome you back to Field 3 at the Spanish Fork Softball Complex, where Maddie Peterson is occupying the batter's box for Grantsville. Strike one over the inside corner. Beautiful pitch by number 2, Savannah Hansen from South Sevier. Strike one. Second pitch is low and outside. Count is 1-1 now on Maddie Peterson. On deck for Grantsville is Haley Delaney, number 21. Here comes a pitch from Hansen. Strike two. Peterson taking a healthy cut over the inside corner. Hansen throwing some beautiful pitches, working a screwball, starting in over the outer half of the plate, bringing it in on the hands. It's another pitch on the inside for ball one. Or excuse me, ball two. Count is now 2-2. Comes the next pitch from Hansen. Outside, beautiful pitch. Started right down the center of the plate and then worked its way over the inside portion of the right-hand batter's box. Count is now full on Maddie Peterson. There's a drive down the left field line going foul. Count will remain full on Peterson. See what pitch Hansen decides to come with on full count here to Peterson. Nobody on. Score is 0-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. And there's a drive into right field. The single by Peterson. Bryn Thornock comes up with the ball and fires it into second base to Raquel Brindley. Brindley gets the ball back to Hansen. Next up for Grantsville is Haley Delaney. On deck is Brianna Hyatt, and in the hole is Addison Smith. Well, Grantsville starting the inning off in good fashion with a single to right field. Here's strike one over the outside corner to Delaney. Hansen doing a great job of working the corners inside and out. Maddie Peterson occupies first for the Cowboys. That pitch is fouled off. It's like Delaney was trying to bunt that one. Bunt was fouled off, had her bat tilted just slightly. On a bunt, you want to keep your bat parallel to the ground as much as you can, but had her bat tipped down slightly, and that one fouled off to the backstop. There's a drive into left field. There's a single by Haley Delaney to Darcy Wagner. Wagner throws the ball into Camry Peterson. Peterson gets the ball back to Hansen. Next up is Brianna Hyatt. Addison Smith is on deck, and Kylie Leach is in the hole for Grantsville. Peterson is on second, and Haley Delaney is occupying first base now. Here's the first pitch, fouled off straight back over the backstop. That one just about made it into our laps up here in the announcer's box. Count is 0-1 on Brianna Hyatt. Comes the next pitch. That one's outside. Pitch started over the outside corner and worked its way off the plate. Count now is 1-1 on Brianna Hyatt, number 12. That pitch was low and outside. Ball 2. Count is 2-1 on Brianna Hyatt. Hyatt is the catcher for the Cowboys. The next pitch is high for ball 3. 3-1 now is the count on Brianna Hyatt. Hansen at risk of getting the bases full here. There's a little blooper to the shortstop for the first out of the game. Pop out to the shortstop, Camry Peterson, for the first out of the game. Maddie Peterson still occupies second, and Haley Delaney is on first for the Cowboys. Next up is Addison Smith, number 17. And that is a hit by pitch. The bases are now full with one out. Next up is Kylie Leach. Kylie Leach is the designated player, number 5. Got a courtesy runner coming in, number 23. Oh, we don't have a number for South Sevier, or Grantsville, excuse me. We were looking for South Sevier, Grantsville, number 23. We're looking for a number. There's a drive into right field. Looked like Bryn Thornox was making her way over to the line, but it looks like she was not able to make it in time. We were blocked by the pavilion. It looks like Leach was safe there on the foul ball going down the right field line. Count is 0-1 on Kylie Leach. Ball 1 over the inside corner. 1-1 now the count on Kylie Leach, number 5, designated player for the Cowboys. Bases are loaded for Grantsville. Ball outside. Count is now 2-1 on Leach. Grantsville in a position to do some damage here. If they could get a single or a double, they could get a couple of runs on the board here early. There's a drive into left. It's going to be a single. They'll go the runner to home, and there's the throw, and she's out at the plate. What a beautiful throw by Darcy Wagner, the left fielder. Threw it into Kelsey Peterson, who made the tag just before Madison Peterson was able to come in from second, and they tagged her out. Excuse me, Peterson had came in. It was Haley Delaney that was coming in from second base and opted not to slide. If she had slid, perhaps she would have been safe there, but opted to come in standing up and was tagged out by the catcher, Kelsey Peterson.
Leach brings in 1 runner and 2 outs for Grantsville. Next batter, number 10, Laura Sandberg.
Next up is Laura Sandberg, number 10. Takes strike 1. Count is 0-1 on Sandberg. Sandberg is the left fielder for Grantsville. There's strike 2 over the outside corner. Savannah Hansen threw a beautiful curveball on that particular pitch over the outside. Runner on first and second for Grantsville. There's a pitch fouled off over the backstop. Sandberg in a position now where she has to protect the plate. Got 2 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Grantsville Cowboys against the South Sevier Rams. There's a shot to the third baseman who throws it to first for the out. That was Maddie Blackburn coming up with the ball and throwing it to Brooke Thornock for the out. That's 3 outs, and the first inning comes to a close here in Spanish Fork with the score Grantsville 1, South Sevier Lady Rams 0. We'll be back in one moment. Okay, welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex here in Spanish Fork, Utah, where the Grantsville Lady Cowboys are leading the South Sevier Lady Rams 1-0. Next up for South Sevier is number 21, Brookel Brindley. There's the second pitch in from Addison Smith, pitcher for Grantsville. Count is 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes on Brookel Brindley. Strike one. Brindley is the second baseman. There's a shot to the third baseman who bobbles the ball. Brindley is safe at first. August Cowan, number 7, fielded the ball, but it run up the heel of her glove and off the back of her mitt. Dropped at her feet, and she couldn't pick it up and fire at the first in time. So Brindley is safe at first.
Next batter, number 15, left fielder Sage Okerlund.
Will more than likely be scored an error on August Cowan, the third baseman. Next up is Sage Okerlund, number 15. Okerlund fouls one off into the backstop for strike one. Count is 0-1 on Okerlund. Score is 1-0 in favor of the Grantsville Cowboys. There's strike two on Okerlund. Addison Smith throwing the ball well for the Cowboys. Strike three, swinging. Okerlund goes down for the first out of the inning. That brings up number 13, Brooke Thornock, for the Lady Rams.
To the plate now, number 13.
Brooke is the first baseman. Her sister, Bryn, is the flex player in right field for the Lady Rams. There's strike two, swinging on Thornock. Count is 0-2. Addison Smith is pitching well for the Lady Cowboys. Strike three, swinging for the second out of the top half of the second inning.
That's 2 outs for South Sevier.
That's two down with Brookel Brindley on first base. Next up is Aspen Marshall, number 34. She's the designated player for the Lady Rams. Strike one over the outside corner. Kelsey Peterson comes up firing down to, Brianna Hyatt, the catcher for Grantsville, comes up and fires down to Mason White, the first baseman, not in time. The pitch right down the middle for a strike. Count is 0-2 on the batter, Aspen Marshall, for South Sevier. Ooh. Addison Smith wisely threw a fastball up in the zone, and Marshall thought about going for it, but wisely held back. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes against number 34, Marshall. Score is 1-0 for the Cowboys. There's strike 3 looking. Well, there's 3 strikeouts in a row for the pitcher Addison Smith from Grantsville. At the end of the first half of the second inning, the score remains 1-0 for the Grantsville Cowboys. Next up for the Cowboys will be number 7, third baseman August Cowan. On deck, number 15, Hannah Butler. And in the hole, number 11, Maisie Clark. We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors: Carl's Jr., Centricom, Channel 10, Beaver Medical Center, Nephi Floral, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Central Valley Medical Center, Azomite, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Beaver Valley Hospital. We'd like to thank those sponsors for making today's games possible. Those of you who can see your way to supporting those sponsors, please do so and tell them thank you for sponsoring these games and supporting these young women and the great lady athletes that they are.
Les Schwab Tire Center is doing the right thing since 1952. Home of the best tire value promise.
Still on the mound for South Sevier is number 2, Savannah Hansen. Behind the plate is number 12, Kelsey Peterson. That pitch came inside. Peterson was not able to handle it for ball 1. Score 1-0 for the Lady Cowboys. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Quite a curveball there from Savannah Hansen. That had a lot of turn on it. Started down the middle of the plate and ended up well outside. Comes the third pitch right down the middle. That pitch was fouled off by Cowan. Strike 1. Count is 2-1 on number 7, the third baseman for Grantsville. Cowan gets back in the box. Hansen's ready to pitch. Here's the pitch to Peterson. High. Ball 3. Count is now 3-1 on Cowan. Camry Peterson coming over to tell her pitcher a way to go and keep up the good work. Hansen ready with the pitch. Fouled it back off into the fence again. Count will remain full on Cowan. Hansen readies for the pitch. Cowan flares that one into center field. Sage Okerlund comes up with the ball and fires it into Camry Peterson. Cowan now occupies first base for the Lady Cowboys. Next up is Hannah Butler, number 15. On deck is Maisie Clark, and in the hole is number 24, Mason White. There's the pitch over the inside for ball 1. Hannah Butler occupying the batter's box, readies herself for the pitch from Hansen. There's a drive into left field, hard grounder to Darcy Wagner, who fires it into Brickell Brindley, the second baseman for South Sevier. A single by Butler and a single by Cowan, now occupying first and second base. Next up is Maisie Clark. On deck is Mason White, and in the hole is Maddie Peterson, the leadoff hitter for Grantsville. Here comes the pitch to Clark, outside, ball one. Hanson throwing the ball back to Brindley. Nothing doing there as Cowan gets back in plenty of time. Hannah Butler on first. There's a bunt. Bunt back to Hanson, who fires it over to the second baseman, Raquel Brindley, who makes the out, advancing the runners to second and third. That's the first out of the inning for the Cowgirls.
First out takes us back to the top of the lineup to number 1, Maddie Peterson. Now I can go back.
There's a drive. That ball was foul. Boy, that's fortunate. It hit August Cowan, and that she was standing on the foul side of the line, or she would have been out. Foul ball, strike one. Mason White, 20. Let's see. Excuse me, this takes us to the top of the lineup, Maddie Peterson. Maddie Peterson is the leadoff hitter for the Grantsville Cowgirls. Count is 0-2 on Peterson. Runners on third and second. There's a drive to, a ball past the second baseman, Brindley. Here comes the throw. The throw is cut by the pitcher, Hanson. Two scores will come in. Well, 7 and 15, August Cowan and Hannah Butler come in for the Lady Cowgirls. That pushes the score to 3-0.
Batting next, number 21, Haley Delaney.
Number 21, Haley Delaney, is up for Grantsville now, with Peterson occupying first base. Brindley not able to make the ball, a play on the ball that was hit to her and past her into center field, allowing Peterson to take first. There's a strike over the outside corner on Haley Delaney. Count is now 1 ball, 1 strike on Delaney. Comes the next pitch outside, ball 2. Count is 2-1 on Delaney. Delaney is the center fielder for Grantsville. Here comes the next pitch. Strike 2 over the inside corner, right down the river on Delaney. I thought that one might be far enough inside to be a ball, but the umpire, Parm Patrick, who's been doing this for 20 years, liked what he saw and called it a strike. There's a drive into center field. That will be a single. Ball comes in and past the shortstop, Camry Peterson, fielded by Savannah Hanson on the backup. Now we've got Maddie Peterson occupying second base and Haley Delaney occupying first. That brings number 12, Brianna Hyatt, to the plate. Hyatt is the catcher for the Grantsville Cowboys. Score is 3-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning here at the Spanish Fork Softball Complex this morning in the first day of the state 3A girls tournament. Brianna Hyatt, count 0-1. There's a pop-up down the right field line, and not able to make the play was Kelsey Peterson, the catcher for South Sevier. She popped up, got her mask off, and got over there, but the ball came right down the fence, and she was not able to make a catch. Count 0-2 on Hyatt, the catcher for Grantsville. First and second base are occupied. There's a flare to the, just in no man's land between short and the pitcher. Camry Peterson came up with the ball and threw it to Brindley, who was there, but it looked like that Delaney was in under the tag, so she's safe. Bases are now loaded with a courtesy runner coming in for Hyatt, the catcher. Next up is number 17, Addison Smith for Grantsville. On deck is Kylie Leach and Laura Sandberg in the hole. Only one out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Grantsville in a position to make some hay here. Smith, taking some signs from the third base coach, occupies the batter's box. Here comes a pitch from Hansen, just outside for ball one. Count 1-0 on Addison Smith. Comes the next offering from Hansen, outside, ball two. Hansen trying to nip at the corners, see if she can get Smith to take a cut at something outside of the zone, but Smith's not having any of it. There's a line shot down the third baseline, foul. That will be strike one on Addison Smith, catcher for the Cowboys. Ball comes back into Savannah Hansen, number 2, the pitcher for South Sevier. We've got Brianna Hyatt on first, Haley Delaney on second, and Maddie Peterson at third. There was a pitch, just must have been low because that came right down the river. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hansen at risk of walking one in here. I'm sure Smith's going to be awfully picky with this pitch. That was a strike right down the river on the outside corner. Full count now on Smith. Hansen under a little pressure here, shines with a beautiful pitch through a curve right down the outside portion of the plate. Addison's got to protect now. Ball, struck her out. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch for the first out. Smith thought that one was outside and let it go. I thought it was outside as well, but Parm Patrick again liked what he saw and rung her up. Next hitter is number 5, Kylie Leach, the designated player for Grantsville. She takes a cut at an inside pitch and drives it foul down the third baseline into the third base fence. Strike one. Score is 3-0 in favor of the Grantsville Cowboys, I should say. Here in the bottom half of the second inning. Leach is ready, and there's the second offering from Hansen. Outside, ball one. Count now 1-1 on Leach, the designated player. Base is still loaded for Grantsville, in a position to do some damage again here. There's a hit to the shortstop, who tosses it to Brindley for the third out of the inning. Run does not count, so Grantsville unable to capitalize on loaded bases. We'll take a break here in a moment and be back in the top of the third inning, where Bryn Thornock will be up to bat, Maddie Blackburn will be on deck, and Camry Peterson will be in the hole.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab High Schools.
Azomite Mineral Products in Nephi is using a unique deposit to create fertilizers and as a feed ingredient for customers all over the world. Their Feed Grit product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research has indicated its potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA Country Store, Steve Regan stores, or on their website at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or the web. Azomite is excited to be part of the Nephi community and supports Juab High School athletics.
I'm Dr. Chris Karish, orthopedic surgeon with a subspecialty in sports medicine. Central Valley Medical Center has state-of-the-art operating rooms and the latest orthopedic.
Up first for the South Sevier Rams is number 16, the flex player, Bryn Thornott. Oh, excuse me, Maddie Blackburn is first up. Flex player can't hit. Number 17 fouls one off against the backstop. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Blackburn. Camry Peterson is on deck and Savannah Hansen in the hole. The next pitch popped up. The catcher, Brianna Hyatt, tried to make a play on the ball but couldn't get oriented to it, and the ball fell harmlessly to the ground. Blackburn remains alive with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the top of the 3rd inning. There's a line shot down the left field line. Foul. Count 2-2 on number 17, Maddie Blackburn. Score 3-0 for Grantsville here in the top of the 3rd inning. Strike 3, Blackburn goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Beautiful pitch by Addison Smith, number 17 for Grantsville. Doing a great job here keeping the Lady Rams off the scoreboard. Next up is number 14, Camry Peterson, the shortstop. Ball 1. The little dribbler to the shortstop who picks it up and fires it over to first base for the out. Next up is number 2, Savannah Hansen.
2 down brings up number 2, pitcher Savannah Hansen.
Hansen is the pitcher for the Rams. Nobody on, 2 out here for Hansen. Ball 1 high. Next pitch over the river for strike 1. Count 1-1 on Savannah Hansen. Smith again doing a great job for the Cowboys. The pitch to Brianna Hyatt, high. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a flare into right center. Center fielder Delaney comes up and fires it into the shortstop, Hannah Butler. Hansen safe at first. Next up to bat is Darcy Wagner, number 1. Wagner's a right fielder for the Rams. Wagner made that beautiful throw to home to Kelsey Peterson to record the out in the second inning. There she hits a pop fly into left field for the third out of the inning. Laura Sandberg comes in and makes the catch for Grantsville. Next up for Grantsville will be number 5, the designated player, Kylie Leach. On deck will be Laura Sandberg. In the hole will be number 7, August Cowan. We'll take a break and be right back.
I'm Dr. Chris Karish, orthopedic surgeon with a subspecialty in sports medicine. Central Valley Medical Center has state-of-the-art operating rooms and the latest orthopedic equipment to provide me with the tools to perform safe and minimally invasive procedures. I've had the opportunity to treat athletes from my own sons to the NFL. I provide a wide variety of treatments to get you back on your feet and enjoying your life. Come see us here at Central Valley Medical Center, where we can treat you as a friend and not a medical record number.
You ever look up at the stars and wonder, how do they pack all that taste into these charbroiled sliders that start for just $1? Magic. Charbroiled sliders starting at just $1. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork, Utah. To the Spanish Fork softball complex for the first round of the, well, actually the second round of the state 3A ladies softball championship. First up in this inning will be number 5, the designated player, Kylie Leach for Grantsville. She watches one come right down the middle for strike 1. That pitch outside, ball 1. Count 1-0 on Leach. Leach is a designated player. There's a drive into right center field. The center fielder comes over and makes a beautiful catch. Sage Okerlund, number 15. Making the catch for South Sevier.
August Cowan.
Next up for Grantsville was August Cowan. Cowan is out.
Next up, number 15, Hannah Butler.
Next up is Hannah Butler, number 15. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Count is 0-1 on Butler. Comes the next pitch, fouls that one back over the backstop for strike 2. Butler is a shortstop for the Grantsville Lady Cowboys. Made a beautiful play in the last inning to record an out at the shortstop position. There's a ball over the outside, just outside the strike zone. Count 1-2 on Butler. Butler readies herself. Hanson brings the pitch. She fouls that one down the first base side. Hanson walks back to the circle and takes a sign from her coach. Readies herself and comes with the next pitch to Butler. Strike 3, looking on the outside corner. That's the third out of the inning.
3 up, 3 down for Grantsville.
Next up for South Sevier will be Kelsey Peterson, followed by Brooklyn Brindley and Sage Okerlund. We'll be back after these announcements.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Doctors B. Noel Robinson, Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, physician's assistants Reagan Fales, Travis Hicks, and Kenneth Hussey, and nurse practitioners Robin Horton, Lindsay Cheney, Rebecca Rasmussen, and Wade Hollingshead. The Beaver Medical Clinic offers affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Coming to the Juab County Fairgrounds this August is country group Restless Heart in concert. Get tickets now at juabcountyfair.com. Get advance tickets now for Restless Heart in concert at the Juab County Fairgrounds at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, August 9th. Floor seating is just $30. Reserve seating $20. Get your tickets now at juabcountyfair.com. Don't miss Restless Heart in concert August 9th in Nephi, Utah. Get tickets at juabcountyfair.com.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex here in Spanish Fork, Utah, where the South Sevier Lady Rams are facing the Grantsville Lady Cowboys. The score is 3-0 in favor of the Cowboys. There's strike one over the inside corner on Kelsey Peterson. Kelsey is a catcher for South Sevier. There's strike two, swinging on the pitch from Addison Smith. 0-2 the count here. Peterson's going to have to protect the plate a little bit. Fouls that one back against the backstop. Count will remain 0-2. There's a foul ball down the right field side. Gave Raquel Brindley a scare as the ball went behind her and ricocheted off the fence back into the field. Count remains 0-2 on Peterson. Here comes the pitch from Smith. Driven into right field deep. That's back against the wall, over the fence. That will be a ground rule double for Kelsey Peterson. Just over the outstretched mitt of Maddie Peterson. Ball bounced over the fence for the ground rule double. Next up is number 21, Raquel Brindley. Brindley's the second baseman for South Sevier. Lets that one go high for ball one. On deck is number 15, Sage Okerlund. In the hole is number 13, Brooke Thornock. There's a ball over the inside corner for strike one. Count is 1-1 on Brindley. That pitch outside, ball two. Count is now 2-2. Oh, excuse me. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now it's 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Smith. Strike three, swinging. Brindley goes down. First out of the inning. Next up is number 15, Sage Okerlund.
15, left fielder, Sage Okerlund.
Looks like they have switched Wagner and Okerlund positions. Okerlund is now the left fielder, or the center fielder, or left fielder, and Darcy Wagner is the center fielder now. First pitch on Okerlund was over for a strike. Count is 0-1. Peterson still on second base with the ground rule double. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike on Okerlund. Strike 2 swinging. Hyatt not able to handle the pitch. Goes back against the backstop, but Peterson unable to advance on the pass ball. Next offering over the head of the catcher. Peterson will advance to third on the wild pitch by Addison Smith. That's the first really errant pitch she has thrown all day. She has done an outstanding job for Grantsville. Count is now 2-2 on Okerlund. There's a pop foul behind the fence, out of play. Count will remain 2-2 on Okerlund. Kelsey Peterson advancing to third on the wild pitch by Addison Smith. Okerlund here in a position to bring in a run. There's a pitch on the inside. Looks a little too far inside for Parm Patrick's liking. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Okerlund. Going to have to protect the plate here. Anything close, she's going to have to take a cut at. And she does for strike 3. Okerlund goes down striking for the second out of the inning. Peterson still at third base, waiting to come in to score the first run for the Rams. Next up is number 13, Brooke Thornock. Pitch comes right down the middle for strike 1 from Addison Smith. Beautiful pitch. Smith brought a fastball right down the middle. Another fastball down the middle for strike 2, fouled off against the fence. Thornock quickly in the hole, 0-2. Peterson still stranded at third. Here comes the pitch to Thornock, high. Ball 1, count 1-2 now on Thornock. Thornock is the first baseman for the Lady Rams. Comes a pitch from Smith right down the middle. Thornock drives that into center field, bringing in Peterson from third base, scoring the first run of the day for the South Sevier Lady Rams. The score now 3-1.
The single brings in number 12, Kelsey Peterson. Next batter, number 34, Aspen Marshall.
Next up to bat is number 34, Aspen Marshall. Aspen will come up with Thornock, number 13, safely at first base, getting the RBI single into center field, bringing Peterson in. Strike 1 down the middle on number 34, Marshall. There's the second pitch, fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Count is 0-1 on Marshall. There's a shot down the first base line, foul. Umpire quickly threw his hands in the air. Kind of difficult to see from up here whether that's right down the line or not, and he left no doubt. He immediately threw his hands in the air. Even though it was close, it was obvious that it was out of play. That will be strike 2 on Marshall, count 0-2. With Brooke Thornock safely aboard first. Comes a pitch from Addison Smith, right down the middle looking. Aspen Marshall goes down for the third out of the inning. At the end of the top half of the fourth inning, the score is 3-1 in favor of the Grantsville Lady Cowboys over the South Sevier Lady Rams. Next up for Grantsville will be number 11, Macy Clark, followed by number 1, Maddie Peterson, and number 21, Haley Delaney. Will be back after these messages.
The trail is calling. Every turn, hill, and fallen log is screaming your name. And you're ready because you have the right type of power and agility to answer the call. Introducing the Honda Pioneer 1000 with best-in-class 999cc engine and the industry's only 6-speed fully automatic dual-clutch transmission. Check out the Honda Pioneer 1000 at Garrett Honda, 563 North Main in Nephi. Garrett Honda, our family serving your family for over 50 years.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork, Utah, the Spanish Fork Softball Complex, where the South Sevier Lady Rams just got on the board. The score is 3-1 versus the Grantsville Lady Cowboys. Grantsville's winning. There's the first pitch to Maisie Clark. Clark is the second baseman for the Cowboys. Count is 0-1 on Clark. The bottom half of the fourth inning. There's a pitch on the inside corner, and Clark fouls it off down the left field line, third base line. Ball comes back into Savannah Hansen, the pitcher for South Sevier. Clark occupies the batter's box, and Hansen readies herself. Got a good grip on the ball. There's a line drive into center field. Clark rounding first, taking a look, but Darcy Wagner comes up quickly with the ball and fires it into Brickell Brindley, the second baseman.
With a single for Clark on first base, brings up number 1, right fielder Maddie Peterson.
Next up is Maddie Peterson, number 1. Peterson is the right fielder for the Grantsville Cowboys. Comes the pitch right down the middle, a drive into the gap in left field against the fence. It stays in play. Here comes Clark around, well, they'll hold her at third. Darcy Wagner came up with the ball and threw it into the third baseman, Maddie Blackburn, to hold Clark at third base. Peterson will end up with the double. Next up is number 21, Haley Delaney for the Grantsville Cowboys. The Grantsville coach is coming out and inserting a courtesy runner. Number 5 is coming into the game. Number 6, excuse me. Number 6 is Brooklyn Frischneck.
Number 6, Brooklyn, into run.
Grantsville getting things set as they would like them on the base pad. Delaney readies herself for the pitch from Hansen outside, ball 1. Maddie Peterson on second and Maisie Clark on third. I thought Clark was going to try to round third and come in to score, but she was held up by the third base coach. Umpires have called timeout momentarily to take care of a concern down on the field. Delaney back in the batter's box now. Hanson readies herself and fires the pitch in outside. 1-1 now the count on Delaney. Center fielder gets back in the batter's box. Hanson gets a grip on the ball and comes with the pitch. Just a little too far inside for Parm-Patrick. Ball 2, counts 2-1 on Delaney. Runners on second and third here in the bottom half of the fourth inning for Grantsville. Strike 2 over the outside corner. Beautiful pitch by Hanson, bringing the count 2-2 now. Delaney readies herself, hits the ball back to Hanson, who fires it to third base. Clark slides under the tag. Hanson opted to go to third as opposed to first, and nearly got Clark, but Clark came back in just under the tag. Bases are loaded for Grantsville with number 12, Brianna Hyatt, up to bat.
Number 12, Brianna Hyatt.
No outs here in the fourth inning. Strike 1 over the outside corner for Hanson. Hyatt watched that one go by, didn't like it. Count 0-1 now. Comes the second pitch, bounces in low. Hyatt getting the sign from her third base coach. Readies herself in the box now. Hanson getting a grip on the ball and coming with the pitch. Outside, ball 2, count 2-1 on Brianna Hyatt, number 12, the catcher for the Cowboys. Bases are loaded here. Grantsville in a position to make some hay. There's a drive past the second baseman, Brindley, into center field. Here comes a throw home, not in time. Here's a throw back to second, not in time. Grantsville scoring 2 runs. Clark and Peterson coming in to score. Brianna Hyatt hitting a double into center field. Hyatt occupying second base and Haley Delaney occupying third base. Now with number 17, Addison Smith, the pitcher, occupying the box for Grantsville. Still no outs here in the inning. Outside, ball 1. Count 1-0 on Addison Smith. Number 2, Hanson bringing the pitch right down the middle. There's a drive to left field. It could be out of here. It is. 2-run home run for Addison Smith, the pitcher, helping her own cause, the Lady Cowgirl. And her team out to the plate to greet her on a ball she just crushed down the left field line. The home run fence is hidden from some trees. We couldn't see it here, but the home plate umpire, Parm-Patrick, signaled round tripper on a beautiful hit to left field. The score now 8-1 in favor of the Grantsville Cowboys. They have opened up a good lead here over the South Sevier Lady Rams, the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Brings up number 5, Kylie Leach.
Next up to bat for the Cowboys is number 5, Kylie Leach, the designated player. comes the pitch. There's a drive to the second baseman. Brindley comes up with the ball there on a beautiful play to make the first out of the inning. Raquel Brindley has had a couple of balls get past her into the outfield that I'm sure that she would like to have back. Unfortunate plays for South Sevier. Ball's just out of her reach, getting into the outfield and causing some havoc. That ball outside. Laura Sandberg. Ball one. There's a shot down the third baseline. Foul, bringing the count 1-1. Sandberg, number 10, is the left fielder for Grantsville. There's a drive into left field. Turns around the left fielder, Sage Okerlund, not able to come up with the ball. Bounces over the fence for a ground rule double for Sandberg. Next up is number 7, August Cowan. Cowan's the third baseman for Grantsville. South Sevier calling timeout. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the South Sevier Lady Rams. They're calling in number 1, Darcy Wagner, from the outfield.
National Vinyl Products of Nephi has been a part of Juab County since 2004. The management and staff take pride in supporting the students of Juab High School in the game and in the classroom. The company manufactures high-quality vinyl fencing for a host of uses around the state. If you're 18 years of age and would like to join the workforce at National Vinyl Products in Nephi, please send an email to jobs@nvpfence.com. That's jobs@nvpfence.com. The entire staff and crew at National Vinyl Products wish the Wasps the best of luck this season.
Our team works hard to shape the quality of life wherever we live and work. These values allow our team to be the go-to source for rural entities.
For integrity, honesty, and technical expertise, think of Jones and DeMille Engineering. With offices in Richfield, Roosevelt, Price, and Manti, visit jonesanddemille.com or find them on Facebook. Since 1982, Jones and DeMille Engineering, your infrastructure professionals.
Okay, we're back live here in Spanish Fork with number 7, August Cowan, up to bat, taking ball 1 over the outside corner. Second pitch is over for a ball against Cowan. New pitcher is Darcy Wagner. Number 1, there's a high pop fly to the to the second baseman, Raquel Brindley. Brindley makes the catch for the second out. Next up for the Cowgirls is Hannah Butler, number 15. That pitch is over the outside for a ball. Count 1-0 on Hannah Butler. Butler is a shortstop for the Cowboys. There's a high shot deep into left field. It could be. It's out of here. Another 2-run home run for the Cowboys. That will score Laura Sandberg.
Congratulations.
Hannah Butler, 15.
Hot dog home run after the game. Come up to the scorer's booth for a certificate for a free hot dog. Congratulations.
That will bring up number 11, Maisie Clark. That's the second 2-run home run of the day for the Cowgirls.
Next batter, number 11, Maisie Clark.
I think 10? Yeah. Yeah, well,
Last one was a 3-run.
oh, they're telling me the last one was a 3-run home run. So should be 10-1. Well, 10-1. Our scoreboard is having an issue in the outfield there. We're trying to get it back up. There we go. 10-1. 2 out. So Maisie Clark is now occupying first base. And Maddie Peterson, number 1, is up to bat.
Number 1, Maddie Peterson, up to bat.
Oh, there's a wild pitch by Darcy Wagner. Ball 1. Maisie Clark takes second base on the wild pitch from Wagner. Count 1-0 on Peterson. The second pitch is over the outside corner, strike 1. Count 1-1 on Peterson. There's a drive down the first baseline, foul over the fence. Ball's out of play. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes on Peterson. Comes the pitch from Wagner. Off-speed pitch. Hit to the shortstop, who's having trouble fielding it, but comes up with it. She fielded it cleanly, but couldn't get it out of her mitt. Once she was able to do that, she made the out over at third. It's the third out of the inning.
At the end of 4 full innings, score is Grantsville 10.
After the end of 4 innings, score is 10-1 in favor of the Grantsville Cowboys. Next up for the South Sevier Rams will be number 17, Maddie Blackburn. On deck, Camry Peterson. In the hole, Savannah Hansen. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab High Schools.
Azomite Mineral Products in Nephi is using a unique deposit to create fertilizers and as a feeding.
Okay, welcome back to Spanish Fork. There's a drive into left field by number 17, Maddie Blackburn. The ball came in from Laura Sandberg, but not in time to get Blackburn at second with the double. Beautiful hit by Blackburn. Next up is number 14, Camry Peterson. Camry is a shortstop. First pitch is over the outside corner right down the river for strike one. Comes the second pitch is well outside from Addison Smith. Just took a peek over at field 4. Manti Lady Templars are ahead of Grand 7-1 in the 4th inning. Second pitch was high for a ball. Oh, apparently she went. One ball, 2 strikes. There's a drive into center field by Camry Peterson. Here comes Blackburn in to score the second run for the Lady Rams. Peterson safely at first base. Next up is number 2, Savannah Hanson, the pitcher. Well, pitcher now third baseman. There's a shot down the left field line, foul. Well, Hanson really got a hold of one, but Parm Patrick threw his hands up in the air and said, nope, it's outside the line. Foul ball for strike one. Count 0-1 now on Hanson. There's a ball outside. Count 1-1 now. Camry Peterson on first. Blackburn came in to score, bringing the score 10-2. Grantsville now leading South Sevier. That pitch was inside. There's a pitch over the backstop and hit a lady right in the top of the shoulder. Couldn't hardly make the call for wanting to scream, look out. Hanson back in the box now. Another pitch fouled off against the backstop. Hanson doing everything she can to keep this at-bat alive. Back in the box. Addison Smith has a sign from her catcher. Here comes the pitch. There's a drive down the first baseline, foul over the fence, out of play. Comes the pitch from Smith. There's another shot down the left field line. Pop fly into left field. And the left fielder makes the out. Laura Sandberg comes over and makes the catch. It looked like in foul territory. Hanson is out for the first out of the inning. Next up is number 1, Darcy Wagner. Wagner is now the pitcher for South Sevier. There's a first pitch over the outside corner for strike one on Wagner. The pitch over the inside corner not handled by the catcher, Brianna Hyatt. Camry Peterson takes second base on the wild pitch, passed ball, I should say. Count 1-1 now on Darcy Wagner. The pitch right down the river for strike two. Count 0-2 on Wagner. Camry Peterson on second base. Pitch come in just a little bit high. Wagner wanted to take a cut at it, but thought better of it. Counts 2-2 now. Strike three, swinging on a pitch that was well outside the strike zone. Wagner goes down swinging for the second out. Next batter is Kelsey Peterson, number 12. Kelsey is the catcher for the Rams. Another pitch right down the river on the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count on Peterson. Camry Peterson still occupying second. There's a shot down the third baseline, foul. 0-2 now on Peterson. There's a shot into left center. That's going to go to the fence. It hits the top of the fence. That will score Peterson from second. Camry Peterson from second. Kelsey Peterson on the double. That brings the score 10-3 now here in the top of the fifth inning. Next up for South Sevier, number 21, Raquel Brindley, the second baseman. First pitch is over for a strike. Second pitch is well outside, ball one, count 1-1 now on Brindley. Peterson safely aboard on second after the double. Ooh, there's a pitch well inside, brushing Brindley back off the plate. Addison Smith had one get away from her just a little bit. She has pitched beautifully today for Grantsville. Just working the corners inside and out, not throwing too much over the heart of the plate for the Lady Rams to get the bat on. Count 3-1 now on Raquel Brindley, the second baseman. Fouls that pitch off, bringing the count full now. Brindley occupies the batter's box again. Here comes the pitch right down the middle, fouled off. That pitch came right off the top of Brianna Hyatt's helmet and against the fence. Count remains full on Raquel Brindley, second baseman for the Rams. Addison Smith readies herself. Here's the pitch. Strike three, looking on the outside corner for the third out of the inning. That's 3 outs. That'll bring the score to 10-3 after the top half of 5. Next up in the inning for Grantsville will be number 21, Haley Delaney, followed by number 12, Brianna Hyatt, and Addison Smith in the hole. We'll be back after these messages.
Azomite Mineral Products in Nephi is using a unique deposit to create fertilizers and as a feed ingredient for customers all over the world. Their Feed Grit product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research has indicated its potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA Country Store, Steve Regan stores, or on their website at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or the web. Azomite is excited to be part of the Nephi community and supports Juab High School athletics.
I'm Dr. Chris Karish, orthopedic surgeon with the subspecialty in sports medicine, Central Valley Medical Center has state-of-the-art operating rooms and the latest orthopedic equipment to provide me with the tools to perform safe and minimally invasive procedures. I've had the opportunity to treat athletes from my own sons to the NFL. I provide a wide variety of treatments to get you back on your feet and enjoying your life. Come see us here at Central Valley Medical Center, where we can treat you as a friend and not a medical record number.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork, Utah, to the Spanish Fork softball complex, where the Grantsville Lady Cowboys are leading the South Sevier Lady Rams 10-3 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Number 29 is a new batter, Riley Udom. Number 23, she is someone we have not seen. She has been inserted for Haley Delaney. Riley fouls that one back off over the fence. Strike one. Count is 0-1 against Udom. Udom is a junior at Grantsville High School. Here comes the pitch from Darcy Wagner. That was a wild pitch over the head of the catcher off the backstop. Ball one. Count is 1-1 on Udom. There's a shot into left field. Udom drove that ball hard through the shortstop and third base gap into left. The left fielder, Sage Okerlund, came up and fired the ball back into the shortstop. Udom is safe at first. Next up will be number 12, Brianna Hyatt.
Next batter, number 12, Brianna Hyatt. Number 21, in to run, Haley Delaney.
Here's the pitch. And it's to second baseman, to the shortstop, who throws it to first. Overthrow at first. Runner at second is out. So the runner who came in for Udom was out at second. Hyatt is safe at second on the overthrow. Got a pinch runner, or a courtesy runner, coming in for Hyatt. Next up will be number 17, Addison Smith. Darcy Wagner high and outside with that pitch. Ball one.
Now batting number 17, Addison Smith.
1-0 on Smith. There's a drive to center. That's a long ball. It could be. It is out of here, well beyond the fences. Addison Smith's second home run.
That is Addison's second.
Another two-run home run for Grantsville.
Today. Congratulations on another hot dog home run. Come up to the scores booth for your 2 certificates for your hot dogs. Congratulations.
Next up will be number 5, Kylie Leach. That pushes the score 12-3. Grantsville. They're up 9 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. One more run and South Sevier is at risk of the 10-run rule coming into effect. Kylie Leach, number 5, occupying the batter's box. Darcy Wagner readies herself with the pitch. Right down the middle, but low. Ball one. Count 1-0. There's a pitch low off of the plate, up over the head of the catcher, Peterson. Wagner's got a grin on her face. She's being a good sport about that last pitch. Readies herself, brings the next pitch. There's a drive into left field. Again, through the gap between short and third to Sage Okerlund, who gets the ball into Brindley. Brindley gives the ball to Wagner. Leach safe aboard first. That will bring up number 10, Laura Sandberg. Nope, that is not Sandberg. That looks like number 2. Looks like Oakley Collings has been inserted into the game. Oakley is also a junior at Grantsville. The umpires have got a timeout here. Let's take a moment and just talk about some of our sponsors. Intermountain Power Service Corporation, National Vinyl Products, Carl's Jr., Centricom Channel 10, Beaver Medical Clinic, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Central Valley Medical Center, Azamite, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Beaver Valley Hospital. And don't forget, Juab County presents Restless Heart at the Juab County Fair this year in August. If you'd like to get tickets, be sure and call the Juab County offices and get your tickets early. Those tickets will sell out quickly. We get back to action now. Collings, Oakley Collings, number 2, is in the batter's box for Grantsville. There's a wild pitch back against the fence. Peterson couldn't handle that one. Again, a low pitch coming off the plate, ricocheting back to the fence. Ball 1. Count 1-0 now on Collings. There's a strike swinging. Collings taking a cut at one from Wagner. Wagner comes with the next pitch right down the middle. Again, a shot into left field. Here comes the runner around. This may do it. And she slides in to home. That will do it for this game. The Grantsville Lady Cowboys 13, the South Sevier Rams 3. Like to congratulate the Cowgirls on their win here today, and congratulate South Sevier on a beautiful game, and wish them the best of luck in the next game. Thanks for joining us here on Centricom Channel 10. Come join us again for the remainder of the day.